Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Guess what? Part 2 coming up. Okay, as you've seen what we did in part 1, basically got the motor pretty much all tore down. We're continuing to take still some parts off of it, just a few things we had to get taken off. We had to just get the sensors out, have them bagged up here somewhere. So we got the cam and crank sensor, oil pressure, all that stuff, got that taken out. Removed the barbell. Yes, this is going to get replaced. That's a plastic one. We have a metal one. It's going to go in there, much more reliable. So we got a that's just a part we need to add. Pretty much get everything down except this. We're going to go ahead and pop the cam bearings out, get that taken care of. Next thing to go is just take the old rings off, get those off, and get ready to clean up everything, make it all look good and new again. So anyway, this part 2 of the video is pretty much all prep work, what's have to go into getting the motor all ready to go, put back together. What we're going to do with the crank, we're just going to polish the journals, so that's no biggie. Got the radio on, let's turn that off. But anyway, so we got that. Then the other thing is the heads. Well, I haven't decided if we're going to use those heads or not, because I have a set of 243 heads back there. That's pretty much all ready to go. Valve's been lashed or lapped in, so that's what I ran in my 6.0. So I might swap them out and get rid of these heads and put some 243s. So should get a bump up in compression. All we have to do is get some springs for it, and it should be good to go. So if he's watching this video, Berlin, I think I'm going to swap you out a set of heads. So why not? So you good friend. So anyway, with that, let's go ahead and get started, get these cam bearings knocked out, get the rings off the pistons, and start cleaning up this mess. Okay, the first thing to do with the cam bearing to knock those out, you're gonna need one of these. It's all right. It's a tool to knock cam bearings. Yeah, it's a tool to knock the bearings in and out. So anyway, let's get started with that. Then we'll start from the front and work our way back. So here we go. Okay, that's one. Okay, this is the first one. You can tell, oh, there we go. It has a little wear on it. You can see a little bit some of the copper shown down here at the bottom, so that's why we're going to go ahead and replace this. So anyway, it's a good practice anyway. It's a good thing to do because I need to get all the oil passages cleaned out, and I don't want anything in here while I'm pounding on or while I'm cleaning things out. So it's a good thing anyway to do. So anyway, let's get the next 4 out. Okay, all the cam bearings are knocked out. They're laid right over there. No, I'm not going to reuse them. I'm going to get new ones. The only other thing that we have to get loose is this guy right here. This is part of the oil galley. So actually the oil flows from here all the way to the back of the motor. So when we clean things out, I can put a brush down through here and clean everything from one end to the other. And all we do is get another freeze plug or a plug. I call it a freeze plug. Anyway, we'll get a freeze plug popped in there, seat it, and that should be all cleaned out. Like I said, the little barbell was back here. It's been pulled out. It's a plastic one. Take a screwdriver, just pop it right out. I think that's it on the plugs. If you want to do a thorough block cleaning, as in the water passages, you're gonna have to take out this plug back here. This is an easy one to get out because it's pretty much standard size Allen. This one over here is a massive Allen, and these are in here pretty tight. I took these off on my 6.0 when I did a thorough block cleaning, and all I did is replace them with brand new ones. So this way you can just wash the whole block out and get any of the buildup of any rust, any of that stuff. It's good to clean everything out. There's one additional plug back here in the back the same way. It's a oil passage, so you can get this out and get it nice, good and clean as well. So anyway, with that, we're ready now to start cleaning things up and make it look somewhat new again. The other thing we have to do is go ahead and get these rings knocked off here and start cleaning the pistons up and go from there. So after that, get a part list, go down to the part store and figure out how much all this is going to cost to totally get this thing back going, you know, back together again, and go from there. Have to clean some oil passages. One here, one here. There's one here. You go on the back side and clean that. There's a plug there if you want to knock it out, you clean it all the way, or just remove this guy here and everything will come out this side and you clean it out. So just make sure you get the berth all the way in, just clean it out. Now just blow it out with there. Well, since I cleaned it all up, might as well just get it honed out. So I'm going to use just a little ball peen hone here. I do use WD-40. You coat it on the ball peen stuff, you cut it on the cylinder, you count the strokes. So now just count the strokes. Well, right toward the end, I like to do it up and down really quick. So get 15, go up and down, I don't know, 3 or 4 times. And we'll take a look what it looks like. Okay, that's the cylinder that's been honed out. Okay, the next task is clean these cylinders. Even though you get a wipe down, you're still going to get this stuff. The key is you just keep spraying it down, okay? And the key is you want this thing to come out, oops, there we go, perfectly clean. So as long as you keep wiping it down, it keeps coming out with this stuff, it's not clean. So I'll show you what clean looks like here in a second. Okay, what I mean by clean, when you can take a rag in here, okay, and comes out nothing but the WD-40 on the rag. After you clean it all out, make sure you clean out all the lifter bores too. So just, I take WD-40 and a cleaning brush, then I'll just pop it down each lifter bore, get it good and clean. Then I'll take a towel, dry it all up, and clean it one more time, just make sure everything stays good and clean and lubricated. Especially after you washed it, you don't want to get any rust started inside the motor. So anyway, make sure you do thorough cleaning. And also, same way with oil passages. You got those 2 up there, and you have the one down here as well. So don't forget to do those. Plus WD-40 everything when you get done. Just wipe it down really good. Okay, the block is pretty much all done. Everything's been honed out. All the lifters been cleaned out. Bores, oil passages been cleaned out. So only thing I've left to do, I did lubricate everything just through WD-40 on everything. That where a wear surface would be, pistons, lifters, oil galleys, and all that good stuff. So the only thing I have yet to do now is paint the whole block, but that's going to come a little bit later. Then I just need to get some parts ordered. So anyway, we are done cleaning the block up. The pistons are all cleaned up. So yeah, we're getting really close. I think all I got to do next is the crank. I need to polish that up. Then pretty much all the parts are ready to go back together. So that means we have to get a new cam. That's right, going to get a different cam for it. A lot of new parts for it. So anyway, that will be coming next. So stay tuned for that. Another day, another week passed since I got all that cleaned up, flex honed and all that stuff. So got those, like I said, the pistons are done. Working on this guy next. All we're going to do with this is just polish it, right? Sounds easy. Polish my other crank that was in my other Ellis motor. All we're going to do is just kind of take off the stain and the tarnish that you see on the journals. So we're going to take that off. So anyway, I'm going to show you how to do that. So get ready. Okay, what you're going to need to polish these journals, you're going to need some sanding belts, right? You need to get some 120 grit. That will polish that up like you would not believe. No, you do that, you'll screw up that crank. So this goes away. What you're going to need, and what I've done in the past, is, let me show you, see if I got it here. Right there, 3,000 grit. Has hardly any type of grit to it whatsoever, and it'll take this tarnish right on off. Now the key to this is you have to get this perfectly around. So we're going to take this guy, cut it so it just goes around. Then I have a trick up my sleeve how to get this thing going around. Okay, so might take 2 people to do this, but anyway, I'll show you the principle of how to get these things polished up, and we'll show an example of how we're doing one. Then I'll just go ahead and do them all, then I'll show you what it looks like after I did it. So anyway, it's gonna be a fun one. I'm sure we're gonna get some comments saying I screwed it up and all that stuff, but you know, I did these before like this on all my other cranks and never had issues with them. So here we go. Okay, so what I did, I cut the sandpaper to fit between the on this journal. I wrapped the sandpaper around one time. Okay, I left a little gap here so they're not overlapping. Then you go out and get some, I got a leather or shoestring. You wrap it around it several different times. And what we're gonna do, I got my dad here, we're gonna turn the crank. So he's gonna turn it one way and I'm gonna turn it and go back and forth. If that kind of makes sense. So let me get my camera set up here and we'll show you the actions that we go through of clean or polishing this crank. So, okay, here we go. He's gonna turn this while I do a kind of a back and forth motion. So go ahead. We'll show you what by doing this a few times, do one more rotation. Now lubricate it with WD-40. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and stop and we'll take a look at it. Okay, so we got this one all done, and kind of give you some comparison. And that's the one that we have not touched yet versus this one we have already touched. So do I have to really do it? Who knows? But I have done this on my other ones and never had issues doing it this way. Like I said, make sure you use at least 3,000, and I lubricate it with WD-40. We're going to use this shoestring instead of this shoestring. I think that's what I used the very first time. Using this shoestring because it's got a lot larger footprint. So I'll show you what that looks like when you get done with that one. Okay, you can see this one here was done with the wider shoestring. Okay, this one here was done with the narrow one. Definitely this is the way to go versus that. So we're going to go back over this one with that shoestring there, and we'll show you what that looks like. So then plus I got to do all these other ones. So anyway, ta-da, we're all done. So as you can see, everything is nice and polished now. Still got a little tarnish here on some of them, but it's not worried about it. But the most important thing, it is all cleaned up. So anyway, with that, yes, I cut my finger on this crank. This one is like a razor blade up here. So anyway, so be careful. We got everything done with the bottom end of the motor. So the crank is all cleaned up now. The piston's all cleaned up. I already showed you block, that's cleaned up. The head's over there. We're about ready to get those. I'll clean those up, but they're pretty much all cleaned up, ready to go. So that's it for this video. I don't have anything else to show you until I get some parts and start to get this thing back together. So with that, if you like what you see, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, share it, do whatever you need to do. Take my glasses off so you can see me better. And until the next time, well, hopefully I'll have some parts and putting this thing back together. So with that, till then.